In another episode of the Sovereign Renaissance, a channel where we delve into the arcane and all things multidimensional. Now, in this episode, we're going to be looking at the most dangerous types, not types, but manipulators. And the most dangerous manipulators do not study what you say. They are watching where your eyes linger, listening to the cadence of your breath when you feel safe and mapping the exact contour of your insecurities. They don't traffic in obvious lies or overt cruelty. Instead, they weaponize intimacy, turning your deepest vulnerabilities into a silent, invisible cage. By the time you realize you are trapped and the bars feel more like home, most people assume that manipulation begins with lies. In reality, the most effective manipulators often spend very little time studying your words. Instead, they study your desires. They pay close attention to what you long for, what you fear, what you feel is missing from your life. They notice the need for recognition, the desire to feel special, the hope of being loved, the wish to belong, the dream of success, the fear, and the fear of loneliness. Once those things become utterly visible, influence becomes surprisingly easy. This is why intelligent people are manipulated every day. Knowledge offers very little protection when a deception is attached to something we desperately want to believe. In fact, the stronger the desire, the less scrutiny we often apply. We stop asking whether something is true and begin asking whether we want it to be true. History is filled with examples of this pattern. So are ordinary relationships. The, manip- the manipulative friend learns what validation you crave. The dishonest salesperson learns what future you are hoping for. And the unfaithful partner learns exactly what reassurance will keep you from asking the difficult questions. In each case, the deception succeeds because it aligns itself with the desire that already exists. What makes manipulation so effectively is that it really feels like manipulation. It feels like hope. It feels like being understood, like finally finding the thing you have been searching for. The manipulator does not force an idea into your mind. They attach themselves to a story you're already telling yourself. This may be why people so often ignore warning signs and red flags that seem so obvious in hindsight. The uncomfortable truth is that many deceptions succeed with our cooperation, not because we consciously choose them, but because a part of us wants the promise more than the reality. Centuries ago, Nicholas Machiavelli observed that people are often guided by immediate wants more than careful judgment. While his conclusions were frequently cynical, he understood something enduring about human nature. A person who understands what others desires can often influence them more effectively than a person who understands what they believe. This does not mean becoming suspicious of everyone, of course. It means becoming curious about ourselves. The strongest defense against manipulation is not intelligence alone, but self awareness. The more clearly we understand our own vulnerabilities, the harder they become for others to use against us. After all, the people who can move us most easily are not always those who know our thoughts. They are often those who know our hunger. Have you ever looked back on a decision and realized that what convinced you was not the evidence, but the hope and aspirations behind the idea? Beware the quiet ones who make you feel entirely understood before they make you feel entirely undone. They do not need to break your defenses because they already convinced you to invite them inside the walls. The ultimate victory of a master manipulator is not that they control your actions, but that they have rewritten your reality so completely you will defend the very hands that hold the chains. If you liked this episode, please do like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.